What's up guys, this is Gerard, back to you with another tutorial video on taxation. On this video, I'm going to be talking about classification of taxpayers based on residency. So in terms of income taxes, it's important to determine the classification of taxpayers with regards to residency because this affects how they are taxed. Now the classification are as follows. We have resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident aliens, and non-resident aliens, which shall be further classified later. Now when we say resident citizens, as the term suggests, these are citizens who reside within the Philippines. The 1987 Constitution defines the following as citizens of the Philippines. First is those who are citizens of the Philippines at the time of adoption of the 1987 Constitution. And then those whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines. Third would be those born before January 17, 1973 of Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon reaching the age of majority. Then lastly, those who are naturalized in accordance with the law. Next up is non-resident citizen. The term non-resident citizen, according to the tax code as amended, means a citizen of the Philippines who establishes to the satisfaction of the commissioner the fact of his physical presence abroad with a definite intention to reside therein. So a citizen of the Philippines who leaves the Philippines during the taxable year to reside abroad, either as an immigrant or for employment on a permanent basis. Third would be a citizen of the Philippines who works and derives income from abroad and whose employment thereat requires him to be physically present abroad most of the time during the taxable year. And then fourth one, a citizen who has been previously considered as a non-resident citizen and who arrives in the Philippines at that time during the taxable year to reside permanently in the Philippines shall likewise be treated as a non-resident citizen for the taxable year in which he arrives in the Philippines with respect to his income derived from sources abroad until the date of his arrival in the Philippines. The third classification is resident alien. Now the term resident alien is an individual who resides within the Philippines but is not a citizen thereof. Lastly, non-resident aliens are individuals whose residency is not here in the Philippines and are not citizens thereof. They are further classified as non-resident aliens engaged in trade or business, which are aliens whose aggregate stay in the Philippines is more than 180 days. The other classification is non-resident aliens not engaged in trade or business, wherein their aggregate stay is 180 days or less. So non-resident aliens not engaged in trade or business are taxed based on gross income. Under Section 23 of the Tax Code as amended, resident citizens are taxed on income derived within and outside of the Philippines, whereas non-resident citizens are taxed on income derived within the Philippines only. For alien individuals, regardless if they are resident or not, they are only taxed on income derived within the Philippines. Take note on the intention of the taxpayer with regards to nature of stay, because this will determine residency. Now, this is done by submitting documents to the BIR such as visa, contracts, and others which show the intention of residency. Some example of this is a resident citizen who has a tourist visa shall normally be still classified as a resident citizen, whereas a resident who has a working visa for 3 years shall be reclassified as non-resident citizen upon departure. And that's it. So it's important for us to understand this topic because it's not only connected in income taxation but may also relate to estate taxes. So as always, a huge thanks for watching. If you found this video very helpful, give it a thumbs up and make sure to check out the relevant content at the end of this video. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So this is Gerard and I'll talk to you in the next one.